Welcome to our town hall meeting, you guys, this February. I'm glad that we're able to get together and meet again. Last month we weren't able. Our touchdown wasn't working, so I wasn't able to stream live into your apartments. And we were restricting our dining room because we had some COVID outbreak amongst the independent living residents. So I'm glad that we're able to be back again. This will stream live again today, probably at 2:30 and 6 o'clock at night. Today we'll make sure that it goes out on the TV. So spread the word to those neighbors that are not here. If they want to see this again, they're able to watch it at that time. So I wanted to first update you guys on some COVID updates that we have. I'm glad that we were able to get vaccines for the independent living residents. Kudos to Jo and her team. She found the clinic. We'd been calling for weeks, trying to get a clinic that would take us, that was close by. Jo was able to find the clinic. They were able to get it set up. They said, you guys, we have 100 vaccines, and we need you guys to be here this week, and they gave us the dates. That's why they started calling last week when they did. We had 1 day lead time to get all the information and put in. So I'm glad that you guys, those that went out and got it, were able to get the vaccine. Just be prepared for the next time. We'll have some more lead time on that, but we'll be doing the same thing going in the bus. And thank the transporters that were able to take you guys and work extra and do all the running. So that was really awesome. On the COVID update, just remember, even though we have our vaccine, we still need to wear our mask, wash your hands, check in when you guys come in to the main common area in the independent living. And then wear your stickers. I see that most of you guys have stickers on today on your shirt. That indicates to us as a team members that you guys have been checked in and that we know that you are cleared to come in and you have no signs and symptoms. We were trying to figure out how we could track it, and we decided, hey, let's go with this system and see how it works. So we're going to continue to use it. That way you only have to check in once a day. So if you come in the morning and do exercise, come back for lunch, you don't have to come back to the front area and check in again. You can go right up to lunch. We're going to continue to send out our weekly bulletins. Avril has been helping write those, and with myself and the receptionist is sending those out so that they go out to every email that we have, and then we're going to put them in your boxes as well, like we've been doing. So on another note, some of our capital improvements and where we're at with those. The parking lot project has been completed. That was a fiasco, to say the least, with the timelines and when they said they were going to complete certain sections and trying to get everybody to move vehicles and all of that. It just didn't work like we had envisioned because the company didn't have their stuff complete timely that we had contracted with. So I'm glad you guys were able to bear with us throughout that week or so. Our fire alarm system in the healthcare, independent living, and assisted living areas, it's in the works right now. If you guys can see here, we've got some new strobe lights that are up. There's going to be other areas that have new pole stations that are going in. There's a new pole station back there on the wall. So you guys are going to start to see that it's changing in this area as well. And they're going to be wrapping that project up probably within this next month. They'll have it all wrapped up and we'll get a new panel and everything downstairs. The old system is still functioning until we get the new system up and tested. The chiller system that we've been talking about, because that project was supposed to be wrapping up and being completed. We were moving in a 10,000 pound piece of equipment, and we had to do it with a manual lift. Not us, the company that we were contracting with. And they had it in there. The first one went in without a hitch. The second one, when they were rolling it, the lift failed, and the piece of equipment that cost $134,000 fell on its side. And so they couldn't get it up in time to salvage any of the parts. We had to go back to the drawing table. They had to rebuild the unit. So it's a 12-week lead time. They should be getting it back to us in March, and then installation will happen shortly thereafter. So things happen, and this time they're gonna probably have double the lift and that kind of thing in place, so it can go in without any issues. Along with the chiller system, you guys noticed that we were having some temperature issues here in the dining room and in the common areas down there. We found out once we took the chiller system offline that our air handlers weren't functioning properly. And so we had all of those rebuilt or replaced throughout the community, wherever we have them. So it's in all the common areas. We had those units replaced. So note that we still have 2 of them that we are ordering parts for, and that we are gonna have to go in and do some more extensive work on. But we should see the heat back on, and in the summertime, the air should be flowing normal at that point. The beam project out in the area out there, you guys, this project has been moved off of the regional team level with our chief engineer up to our construction group up in the main office, because it's gotten into such a big project. So we are gonna let them run the project. They're gonna give us timelines of when things are gonna get done. But it is going to be a project that now is going to be in 2021, and it's going to roll into 2022 because of the extent of the project.
Is that the rotted wood?
Yes, yep. There was so much structural stuff that we had to do. The wood that was rotted, we wanna make sure it doesn't rot again. So we're looking at putting in some more roof overhanging it. We want to make sure that the ground on the top, the walkway, is not rotting, and we're gonna have to pull that up, and we're gonna have to fix that as well. So it's moved into a much larger scope of work. But as soon as we have any information, when they're gonna start the work, we'll let you know, and we'll keep you guys well informed on that project, because we're gonna have it lined out really well. And then I wanted to announce today, you guys, that we are downstairs in the independent living common area. When you guys are walking in, we are getting the flooring replaced. Downstairs in the hallway, when you come to the reception area, in the craft room, in the salon, in all the offices down there.
Not the auditorium.
The auditorium has recently been done, and so has the club room. So we're just gonna do, and the library will get done as well. You guys, they called us yesterday and said we have an opening for Thursday. Or we're gonna be a few months out like they had planned. I said, let's do it. So we're pulling the trigger on Thursday, the 4th through Sunday the 7th. So what we're gonna do is we're going to have to shut the common area space down. Because we have to move all of the furniture, all of the offices have to be cleared out. So it's gonna be a big undertaking. So you're gonna see a lot of that stuff being moved today. It was last minute that we decided to do this yesterday because of the time frame. So Joe will be getting out some announcements on what's gonna be still happening activity-wise, and those type of things. So you guys look for those when they come out. If we can keep the club room open, we will, but I think we're gonna have to close most of the area down. Yeah?
What about getting our daily mail?
Mail, we will have, mailman's still gonna come and deliver, and we're gonna try to see if we can have access to some of those areas. Because we need access to the elevator to be able to come up for mills and that type of thing. If you guys want to avoid this area altogether, come across the catwalk and go up the other elevator down there in that building. But otherwise, we'll make sure that you guys can get into some of those areas. And it may be where you have a team member that you hand your key to. We'll go get the mail if it's under construction. But we'll try to work around all of that. The project manager is going to be on site today or tomorrow, and we're going to go through all the logistics of everything. So the receptionist still will answer her phone. She's going to be, the first area that's done is that cafe, and then the reception area. She's going to be sitting outside, and we're just going to run the phone line out so she can continue to answer phones. If you guys need something, continue to call her extension. The other phones, Pat, myself, Joe, the transportation, they will not be online for Thursday and Friday. You'll have to do everything through the receptionist. And then some other improvements that we've done. You guys, our pool company has been hired. They've been working here for a couple of months. We did have the heaters go out or needed to be fixed. And so we have either repaired or replaced 3 of our heaters that we have, and they are back up and running as of last Friday. And then our apartment, you guys have been asking who's here on site now, who's our new contractor doing some apartment turns. And we have contracted with a national vendor for our company. It's called DSSI, Direct Supply Services, and I don't know what probably Incorporated is what it stands for. But they are here working on site for the apartment turns that we have going on. We're actively working in Villa 8, which we're going to get a new neighbor today, is going to be moving in there. 164, 228, they're going to be moving into Villa 13 here shortly, and we'll continue for them to continue to do apartment turns so that we can get new neighbors moved in. And then the shed outside in the villas, that's been an eyesore for about a year, that work will be completed on the 4th. So tomorrow, they're going to be here doing that work. They should be starting hopefully today, but they said they're going to have it all done tomorrow, is what they told us. So good news for that. And then I just wanted to go over some of the questions that you guys have asked and give you guys some feedback on some of the questions. So we had a few concerns about the food. Lori's here. It was the consistency of the vegetables that we had and just the way that they are cooked. So we want to know that we've talked to our executive chef who's here working for us. He's going to make sure that he's on the line with the cooks, testing the food, teaching the cooks if there's any issues with consistency on how to cook the things properly. So he's going to be more like supervising in the kitchen and watching that kind of stuff, make sure that whatever comes out of the kitchen is plated well and looks well when it comes out. To get the best result for your food, come to the dining room, right? Come up here, eat up here where it's fresh and warm, in a good atmosphere. If you continue to receive them in the food in your room, we can't guarantee that it's going to be warm, that the consistency is going to be there because of the way that we have to transport it out there. We'll do our best that we can to get it out to you, but it won't be as fresh and good as it could be here in the kitchen. Yeah?
Is Sundays still the exception?
We're still delivering on Sunday.
We're still delivering on Sundays, yes.
Yes, rather than having us come to the dining room, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
And we're working to possibly change it. I just need to get some more staff in.
So she's working on possibly changing that as soon as we can get some more staff in, but right now Sundays we'll deliver out to your apartments or your villas. And then you guys, our cafe has been closed for a little bit. We kind of shut it down when we had the COVID outbreak, but one of our team members that was working in the cafe went to work for another location. And so we are actively interviewing for the cafe attendant. And we are going to, once we hire that person, we're going to cross-train some team members so that we don't ever have to close it down if she's out sick or not here. We'll have another team member that can step in and continue to run the cafe. Dog owners, anybody that owns a furry pet, we're really happy that they're here on campus with us. And I think it brightens the day of a lot of people because I see them out petting each other's dogs and talking to them and that type of thing. But it has been noted by your neighbors that there is dog poop out in the grass and in the rock areas. So make sure that we're picking up after our dogs as they're out and about. And then if you guys let your dog out back in your little fenced-in area, if the dog is barking excessively, make sure that you guys bring the puppy in so that they're not disturbing your neighbors with that. And then I wanted to talk about the recycle bins that we have and about landscape, or about maintenance in general is what we're going to talk about next. But Ben has been with us now for 2 months. We hired somebody named Ruben that is helping with all of our room turns that we're doing internally. And he's been with us for now a month. Tomorrow will be a full month of him being here. So we are working on the maintenance piece. We've got a full crew now in place. You guys, last week we left and we had 50 work orders that we had to complete on Friday when we left on Friday night. I checked before I left. We had 54 actually. that were outstanding in our work order queue. I came back on Monday, we had 124. So over the weekend, we had over 60 work orders submitted from people out here, from other team members throughout the entire campus, right? Healthcare and assisted living. So work orders are getting worked on. If you guys have submitted those, we do have them in a queue. We have a time to get things completed, and we are working on them. But just know that we get a lot of work orders in any given day. And the recycling bin, Ben is working on getting with to be honest, he didn't do anything this last month on it. He has it on his schedule to get that, to get the bids and see how much it's gonna cost to get a recycle bin brought into our community, so we don't have to take it off site like we've been doing. But he does have that on his schedule for this month. He just didn't have it on his radar last month because he had too much other stuff going on with all these big projects. And then our preventative maintenance. Now that we have a full crew, you guys will see out in the independent living, you're going to see Pat is going to be the person that's doing most of the work orders out in the independent living, and Perry will be out there. And then as time goes on and Ruben gets these apartment turns done, you'll start to see him coming into your apartments as well, doing the work orders and helping with the preventative maintenance. So we have kind of shifted. Johnny is going to be mainly in the healthcare and the assisted living, taking care of their work orders and things that are going on in there. So we will get on a schedule for our filter and HVAC changes. We need to make sure we get those all done before the spring. So we're going to make sure that that is all done on a scheduled time. And Ben is working on that and is going to submit that to me by the end of this week. So we'll know. And then I wanted to talk about landscaping. Because this is a 22-acre community. We have some really big trees that are out there that we need to get trimmed up. We have some dead bushes that are out there that I've noticed that we need to get, ripped out and covered or replaced. So I walked with Faustino and Ben yesterday morning. We spent an hour and a half out on the property, pointing out everything that we need to get worked on. We are going to walk with our landscaper. We have done some things, and we're going to continue to work to get the other items completed as well. So just bear with us as we continue to maintain our community and start to see some improvements out there in the community. Because I know this is our home, like we've talked about. We want this to be a place that you guys are proud to be able to have guests come and just be able to walk around our grounds. So it's not going to be done overnight. It's going to take us some time to get some things that have been neglected for years and years to get them fixed. So, yeah.
Who is going to do the landscaping? There have been people turned around that do not know what they're doing and have made a mess. So what I am saying is, are the people that are going to do some of the trimming know what they're doing? Because that's not always been the case.
No, and I agree. We may have contracted in the past with people that don't know what they're doing. This company that we're working with should bring in someone that does know how to trim the trees. They're professionals. They're doing it for all of our, it's integrated landscape. They're doing it for all of our company nationwide. So they should have people that are professional and know what they're doing. There is a lot to be done. There's a lot of leaves. There's a lot of overgrown trees. There's a lot of grass that we have to take care of out here. That's why we've contracted out, and that's why we have a 40-hour-a-week person on site that is doing the landscaping for us and keeping track of some of the smaller items that we can do with Faustino. If you guys notice anything, we just need to reach out to the receptionist. They'll relay the message to Faustino or call him directly, and we'll make sure that we get on it as soon as we can to get any items fixed. So, you guys, I look forward to this next month. We are in stage 3 with our reopening. That means you guys noticed yesterday we started some card games back up. They are asking us to wear gloves during the card games, to prevent the spread of COVID. It's still out in our community and out in Maricopa County. You know, this last month, you guys, we were one of the highest in the whole world per capita. So we want to open things up and we want it to be good for you guys, but we need to keep you safe. So when we put these precautions in place, just note that they're for our safety. You'll notice that over the next month, we may not have as many singers and entertainers come into the community. It's not a COVID related issue because we can social distance when we do that. We have to get licensure as a company with 3 different companies to be able to perform live music inside of our community. And I'm working with our lawyer and our group up there to make sure that we have the licensure in place, and they're doing it for the whole company. But it was brought to our attention that it had lapsed in some of our areas, so they have asked us not to perform and have live music performed in the community until they can get that done. Copyrighted issues and other issues that could be going on as well. So next month, you guys, we're going to have town hall again. It'll be on the same first Wednesday of the month. Please submit questions to me if you guys want things. I had a handful of them come in this time, not nearly as much as I've had in the past. So if you guys have things throughout the month you're thinking of, drop me a note and just put town hall on it. They'll put it in my box and I'll answer it in town hall. Or if you need to just get a hold of me throughout the month, let me know. Fran's office downstairs is getting refloored with this new flooring, so she should be back in that place right next to where Pat is. So you guys can go to her if you have any concerns or want to address anything or have ideas for stuff. She'll be there and available to you guys moving forward after Sunday. She'll be in that office space. So, yeah.
Do you have an update on the possibility of medical services on site?
Yeah, we are looking at contracting with a company called Homewell. They do home health. And then there's a doctor that wants to come in and be on site. I've located an apartment and it's not on the ground floor, it's on the second floor and it's right over there. It's apartment 200, I'm guessing. We have to go in and do some construction on that, but Homewell they've already started their services. And they do have a doctor, but we are going to have a doctor that's going to be housed out of that unit over there. And we may be making that our outpatient therapy gym so that we're not having to walk all the way through the community up into the healthcare to get into our outpatient gym. So I'll let you guys know as soon as that happens. And if you need help to get in with the doctor, just come and talk to us and we can set you up with him and help transport you. And then when he comes on site, he can take over your care. So. You're good? Yeah.
The fitness center, is it going to open in my lifetime?
It is open.
It's
been open.
It's open.
It is open?
Yep.
It's been open.
You can use it.
What's that?
Okay.
Yeah. And we've reopened the pool showers as well. So those should be back up and running. We are going to go into the fitness center at some point in the next 3 months. We're going to put new flooring in there, get new paint, and I'm going to try to buy some new like free weights and different equipment for that area. So, yeah.
Yesterday, it was 88 in there. Is there a way of monitoring that so that we don't melt while we're working out?
You talked about that.
Yeah.
Or
Definitely, with those air handlers that we have and things that are getting replaced, that'll all be corrected. So, all right, you guys, thank you. One more question, yeah.
Can you give us any idea of when you're going to really get started on the beam problem?
I
It's
cannot.
been going on for years.
Yeah.
We need to get it moving.
Yeah, no, behind the scenes, they're working on it, but I do not have any timeline of when they're gonna actually come and start the physical work. So, he was asking about the beam project and if I could give like a certain date or time that it's gonna start. And we do not have a certain date or time when they're actually physically gonna be on site doing the work. As soon as I do, we'll get memos out to everybody. So,
You're gonna get a notice in your box that you tell them everything's over the funding.
all right, you guys, thank you very much. Oh, do you have something to say? Okay, thank you guys. We'll look forward to our next town hall next month.
I wonder if it's there.
That's what all we're talking about.